girl. And I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Might have to go to Paris, I might even have to go to Rome. Makes me no different if I bring a lover boy back home. Tired of sitting around, having nothing to do, when I know I could be somewhere making real sweet love to you. Oh, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Sweet little lover girl. And I've searched the world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. If you want to know what a sweet lover girl can do, she can stay all night and make real sweet love to you. When the morning comes, she don't even have to go. Just reach over and touch the girl, and she'll make sweet love some more. Whoa, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, yeah. Yes, I've searched the world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched the world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy. Ladies, I think it's time we stop waiting on these good-for-nothing men to come hit on us. I think it's time that we go out and find a man or a choice. I'm a lover girl, lonely, lonely little lover girl. And I've searched the world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. And I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Might have to go to Paris, I might even have to go to Rome. Makes me no different if I bring a lover boy back home. Tired of sitting around, having nothing to do, when I know I could be somewhere making real sweet love to you. Oh, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Sweet little lover girl. And I've searched the world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. If you want to know what a sweet lover girl can do, she can stay all night and make real sweet love to you. When the morning comes, she don't even have to go. Just reach over and touch the girl, and she'll make sweet love some more. Whoa, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, yeah. Yes, I've searched the world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy.
Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Welcome to Portland Spice TV.
Ladies, I think it's time we stop waiting on these good for nothing men to come.
It's 9 o'clock.
I think it's time that we go out and find
www.portlandspicetv@youtube.com. Portland Spice TV on Facebook.
little lover girl.
East Portland PNP. We are there. We are at Colin Anthony.
World's all over.
We are at Entertainment Plus.
Trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. And I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Might have to go to Paris, I might even have to go to Rome. Makes me no different if I bring a lover boy back home. Tired of sitting around, having nothing to do, when I know I could be somewhere making real sweet love to you. Oh, I've searched this world all over, yeah, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl.
This is a Bright Night Productions. Sounds of Nisa Kanisa.
I'm a lover girl. Sweet, sweet little lover girl. And I've searched the world all over, trying to find me a lover boy, 'cause I'm a lover girl. Yes, I've searched this world all over, trying to find me a lover boy.
Welcome, 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 welcome. Like up the channel, please.
No,
Make a comment, yeah.
lover girl can
Share the channel, share it, please. Share it on your pages now.
all night, make real sweet love to
Share
you. When the morning comes, she don't even have
From the studios of Bright Night Productions Limited.
to over and touch the girl, and she'll make sweet love.
What a Saturday morning. Welcome to the first Saturday in August. We are on the other side of 2024. Can you realize that? We are on the other side of 2024. Wow. Let me take off the headset. Really? What a place. Time sure flies. Time flies. Really, really a fly. This morning is one of them morning where we are going to be looking at the figures. We're going to be talking to the top economists, journalists, top commentator on finance and the Jamaican economy. Number one. I'll talk to him this morning. Be careful of general election like how in thief the local and have people voting. Yes, you. We have seen. Yeah, man. yes. And you know, he has always been saying that nobody has ever run against him twice. Cause when them people maybe never had a look for what. But we saw. It's all right. Yeah, man. Once bitten, twice shy. We know and we understand. So yeah, we were saying this morning we're gonna be talking to Ralston Iman. And of course, we'll also be joined somewhere later in the program by Conrad O'Brien because we also want to look on the American election, the build up Kamala Harris. The big question is America ready for a female president? Just this a me ago. That is the big question. America, are you ready for a female president? We have seen them all over the world. Jamaica has had a female prime minister. The UK, they have had a female prime minister. Germany, Angela Merkel, Margaret Thatcher, Portia Simpson Miller. You have lots of female leaders who have led well. And some people, and I'd love to ask Gino Jennings. I think, I try to remember if I've heard his take on female leaders. I know he's adamant that females are not supposed to be preaching in the pulpit. Know that. But I don't have a problem with a female leader once they are doing well. I don't have a problem with any leader if they are doing well. I have a problem when they're not doing well, whether you're male or female. It's about delivering for the people. It's about the deliverables. Morning, Miss Brown. Morning, Elaine. Morning, Minty. Morning, Don. Marcia. Morning, Hubert. Morning. Yeah, man. Big up on yourself and welcome right across the world. Send out the link to somebody because this morning we're going to be going deep. Vybz Kartel released the day before Emancipation Day. Think him of a song where say Wednesday a history day. History was made. Kartel was released. I am looking on this one. Standing aside. I stand aside and look. Because justice is what it's supposed to be, justice for all. There's also a saying that says justice delayed is justice denied. And it is important that we have competent people around the kingdom, That's right there, If we don't have competent people, and if we do the thing wrong, people will find loophole to get off. And worse, when you have money, can afford what it is that you need to do. And therefore, the Privy Council said that the jury as was tampered with. And that after 60 days of trial, the judge should have dismissed the jury and start over. Or there's a suggestion now that legislation be put in place to guard against that, to fix that kind of issue. The court found that if they order retrial, by the time they get to that retrial, in their estimation, Vybz Kartel and his co-accused would have possibly served 15 years. I remember them served 2 already. And based on the timeline that other cases took when the appeal court sent them back to the Supreme Court, 2 years is a big possibility that it would take before the case go back to trial. And then that would have been 15 years. My words now, there is also no guarantee that these cases would be tried in the next 2 years. Could be longer. The court also said that based on the new mandatory laws now for murder, a new trial would put these accused or these convicts under that new legislation that says murder, certain kind of murder, I think is 35 years or how much years before life, before parole. Mandatory. There's a mandatory amount of years. And they were sentenced already. And those sentences were quashed by the Privy Council. Then you couldn't go sentence them to them new mandatory either. So, all those technicalities, somebody fouled up. And the legal luminaries, a lot of lawyers participated in these trials. Noted Valerie Robertson, friend of mine, and my general also played a role, Bert Samuels. Morning to Isaac Buchanan. Well done, sir. Some people will say that they have served the time or served some time, so they have been punished. Because remember, them still not find lizard body yet, Them still not find the body yet. So, there have been jubilation and celebration. I'm going to see my friend Tommy Thompson. Them man and Cartel are rule a long time. For those of you who don't know. Tommy Thompson, who owned Bright Light Funeral Home. Bright Light Funeral Home. And the man Cartel are rule long time, for years. So obviously, Tommy would have stayed by Cartel and was there to greet him. So, a good day for the Gaza fans. Big day for Gaza fans. Some people are silenced by the happenings. There are some people who are also upset too. And then there's the rule of law. And lawyers are trained to look at these things in depth, see what's going on. and take it to wherever they believe that justice will be served. Morning, Port Antonio. Morning, Portland. I am disturbed about a matter in Port Antonio where we have a serious issue in the town with homeless people and people who are mentally challenged. And we've been having this problem for years, many years. A solution was put on the table that a halfway house be built to accommodate these people who are homeless and those who are mentally challenged. And we believe and know that there needs to be something needs to be done. But I don't know if there's a possibility you can do the right thing the wrong way. You're doing the right thing, but you're doing it the wrong way. That is possible. So the decision to build the halfway house on the property of the Portland Municipal Corporation, where they have the Poor Relief Center housed. Now, Poor Relief Center, I think, is for some of those same people who are poor and destitute. Some of them have houses, but them can't find food. You need a little help. That's where you go. You find a lot. So, the decision to build the halfway house at that location is at West Baptist Avenue in Port Antonio. Anybody know where the fire station is in Port Antonio? It's that road. Where the Salvation Army Church is on is that road. So some people even call it Army Lane, but it's really West Baptist Avenue. Right on the main, and this is town center really. West Street, Port Antonio. Right on the main, the first property when you turn into West Baptist Avenue on your right, turning in off West Street. So, ground has been broken, or ground was broken. The Minister of Local Government, Honorable Desmond McKenzie, we know that he was adamant that a property must be found. And we understand, Sir McKenzie, that you want to get this done. It looks bad in the town. And I even heard you in a news release saying that the mayor must get up off him, whatever, and go find a property because the money is there to do the building. However, sir, without consulting with the people of Port Antonio and the citizens and residents of West Baptist Avenue and Army Lane, the firefighters, and don't get me wrong, the firefighters have not said nothing to me. They have not said a word to me. Me not say them not say nothing, or me not hear say them say, but they have not said anything to me. The two basic schools that are on that road in close proximity, they have said nothing to me either. Yeah? But me cry for the youth, and me care for the youth, and me look out for the elderly. And some senior citizens live there, so because anybody will live out them here, they live there a long time. Yeah? There ought to be a meeting with the residents of West Baptist Avenue, Army Lane, and the citizens and stakeholders of Port Antonio. There needs to be a consultation meeting. You can't do that. So we are calling to all construction. Got them start construct the building, you know. Hold on a little bit. Have these meetings and hear what the people are saying in a fulsome way. You need to hear what the people are saying. The people are the bosses. Are the people who are the boss, you know. So therefore, if you do something like that, it is only fair that you meet with the people. It is only fair. I am very disappointed in the decision-making process. And after 62 years of independence, the authorities must show respect and include the Jamaican citizen in such critical decision-making. And I talked to the counselor for the Port Antonio Division, Councillor Dexter Rowland, and he's in agreement with me that the meeting must be held. We should have that public consultation meeting because people are complaining. You know what I did yesterday? I walked West Baptist Avenue and spoke to all the citizens who were at home, everyone I could find. Knock on the doors. None of them were consulted before this decision was made. Not one of them was consulted. We are saying it's not too late. It is not too late for the Portland Municipal Corporation. His Worship the Mayor, Mr. Paul Thompson. Bring over the minister. Bring in some psychiatrists as well, that the people can have their questions answered. And if there are suggestions can be made, because we believe that there are other locations that this could be done safer and in a way more appropriate to the aesthetic of the town and how we would want the town to be. There are areas we think at the Port Antonio Hospital. There used to be doctors' quarters that has been demolished. We believe that area could be used. We believe that there are still space at the infirmary and that there is also a halfway house at the infirmary that maybe we could improve on that one and accommodate them there. We also share the view that the feeding of these people in the town square of Port Antonio needs to stop, and we applaud the people who are providing food, but we believe that there's a location that we could put together to provide that kind of feeding. And if you're going to do it at West Baptist Avenue, it means that you're going to keep them in the town. You're still going to say to them, say, come down here, so eat and go back on a present location. We are saying that we want to take them out of the town. Take them out of harm's way. The infirmary are close to the hospital where they are close to medical attention. So, with all that said, the respectable thing and the honorable thing to do is hold on the construction. It not take more than 3-4 days to announce a meeting. In this new age of technology, the apparatus, send on a town cry, send some WhatsApp message, put it on Styles FM, ask me to talk about it on my show. Yeah. And we set up that public consultation meeting. Have a sit down with the residents, hear what they think. And you might be surprised you get some better suggestions than just a few gather and making this kind of decision. Port Antonio is a resort town. I know Some of you might not see it that way because you are saying that where's the tourists? We're not getting our fair share. We agree. But if we start to chew up the town and give up on the town and give up on our future, then we're not going to get back to that place. So we still have to treat our town as a resort town because the intention is to get to that stage again where we're seeing 1 million arrivals in Port Antonio. We can get back, we can get to that stage. That's where we need to go to grow the local economy. Grow the local economy by about 20%. I heard a man on a radio station the other day said that he have never heard my plans for East Portland and how we're going to bring job and stop the brain drain. And I invite somebody to let Richard know where we are and that he can hear the vision that we have for East Portland. Richard, we intend to create jobs in many ways. Jobs and opportunities, that is, because we don't just think about jobs, we think about business opportunities as well. As people getting a job, we also think about people creating jobs, setting up business, entrepreneurship, enterprise, building enterprise. And we plan to do that by organized farming. And it is my view and my hope that within 4 or 5 years, we can start to have at least 3 or 4 large farmers in East Portland, because right now we don't have no large farmer at East Portland. We need to develop some large farmer. We don't even really even have small farmer, micro farmers we have. You understand? So we want to grow agriculture. We want to partner with the College of Agriculture, Science and Education. We want to upgrade that facility also to a university, the University of Agricultural Science and Education, bringing in the necessary lectures and professors that we need to have to get case up to a university. We intend on upgrading the Port Antonio Hospital to a Type B facility. And we want to do that as a community, not depending or waiting on the government to really upgrade the Port Antonio Hospital. We want to do that ourselves with you and you as partners in upgrading the Port Antonio Hospital, getting more specialist doctors, more equipment that we can offer more specialized treatment to our people right here in East Portland. We intend to grow the tourism product ourselves, go out there and get investors to come in and invest in Portland. We're looking at least 5 major hotels, not clustering them like a Montego Bay or a Ochiris or a Kingston, but spreading them across East Portland where we have these amazing sites. One of them we want to turn into the World Reggae Park, that we can start earning from Jamaica being the place for reggae, the birthplace for reggae, doing something with that branding. Navy Island ought to be that place where we develop the reggae park, a 5-star reggae hotel, naming the rooms after the reggae icon, the Bob Marley Suite, the Rita Marley Spa, the Berry Salmon Suite, the Beanie Man Bar, the Bounty Killer Kitchen, you know, things like that over there, and put a statue of all reggae icon, living and dead. Digitize these statues that you can download digital memorabilia from the statues on Navy Island. Grow it like a local casino where you don't just go over there and gamble the machine, but you gamble domino and card pack. Legalize marijuana on the island because it is World Reggae Park and reggae is synonymous with marijuana. we intend to develop the East Harbor so as to accept the mega liners, to accept the huge tourist boat, so that Port Antonio again can be a cruise ship destination. We don't mean one or two for the year, but a minimum of one per week. Just imagine what one cruise ship per week would do for Port Antonio. And I see they're getting ready to break ground for the urban center. And I am not afraid to tell anybody that I am not happy that what we're doing now is building a urban center, or what we're getting ready to do is building a urban center. Um, what is this? Where are you from? Is that question for me? I am from Portland. Born in the Port Antonio Hospital. If that question for me. So, when me I say is that tourism, the urban center, I think them should have used that money now and develop East Harbor. That is what East Portland needs. The urban center is a want, and not even a great want. Because my understanding of the urban center is what they are doing is transferring jobs from downtown to uptown, or uptown to downtown, whichever way you want to put it. They are just transferring the jobs. My understanding of the urban center is that government agencies are going to be in one area. So it's like a one-stop shop. So you're going at the urban center, everything in the NIS, in the housing trust, in the art trust, in the electoral office, in the, so when you go there, so everything there, a one-stop shop. Listen, in these days of technology where you should even have to be going to these places, you can do your business online. I believe that the East Harbor development or the World Reggae Park on Navy Island would bring new money to East Portland and Portland. New money. What this is doing is transferring the money or the jobs from Port Antonio of what it is now to Bryans Bay. So I don't see the big deal. It going to create some new jobs in construction. So would it would be the East Harbor Development Project. And East Harbor Development Project would bring more jobs and would bring consistently new jobs. New jobs. It would revitalize all our attractions. All the attractions in Portland, some that have been closed. You look at Nonsuch Cave, that has been closed for a long time because we don't have the volume of tourists coming here to go to a cave. So it would reopen a Nonsuch Cave. It would bring new life to the building of a maroon village in Moortown. So when we look at the whole thing, the vision is lacking. And if we don't get that fix, we're going to continue to have the problem. Yeah. Make we get to Ralston, man. Make we get to Ralston, man, this morning, yeah. Because a whole heap of things are going on at Jamaica. Whole heap of things. So, Richard, we have a lot of plans for East Portland. Whole heap of plans. Organized farming for the farmers is a big one. Yeah, Raleigh, hold on for me there. Yeah, man. I watch cricket, of course. Me play some cricket too. Jamaica no host no World Cup this year. No, Jamaica never host none of the World Cup match them. We never apply for none of the World Cup. Ralston, morning. Hold on, let me get my headset up. Let me get my headset up. Yeah, morning, Raleigh.
Morning.
How you do, man?
Good, man.
Jamaica, Ralston, we survived the burial for the most part. Some people would say. But there are areas that were damaged terribly that still not back to where they were before. $40 billion in damage, we heard.
Well, that was preliminary. It's now about $50 billion.
50.
And still preliminary.
Oh,
That's 1.52% of GDP, which is projected at $3.29 trillion this fiscal year.
Hold on there, Ali. Take time with the numbers. Take time. $50 billion in damages from burial.
Yeah, so far. Preliminarily.
We have insurance to cover that?
No. The minister says he only has $10.9 billion from the insurance and the contingency fund.
How much?
$10.9 billion.
That's what he's going to spend?
No, that's what he has, and he said he's only going to spend $5 billion out of that to deal with the schools and the hospitals. Everything else will have to stay until next year.
Sorry. How you work that? I don't understand that.
Well, that doesn't make sense, and that is why I had to ask, because those questions were asked of him by the opposition spokesman on finance in Parliament. And when he said that, everybody sat down. Nobody opposed him. And we don't see another great financial analyst from the university or in the media talking about those things. I'm the only one who's talking about it. Because if you have damage of 1.52% of GDP, and you are only going to spend 1/6 of 1% of GDP to fix that damage, all that is telling you is that things are going to get worse. The economy is going to slip into a recession. The economy has been decelerating for 9 consecutive quarters. 9 consecutive quarters. We were down to 1.4% in the first quarter of this year. Now, what we're saying to you is that this is going to push the economy in a recession. Based on the GDP numbers, operating at that level would be $9.136 billion per day. Now we see that there's a disruption, lack of power and all of those things. So we're functioning below capacity, more below capacity at this point. So the GDP of $3.29 trillion is not going to be met. Yeah? And for the minister to say that he's only going to spend $5 billion, it is going to deteriorate even further. Yep.
What happened to this?
Nobody's talking about it in Jamaica. We're just talking about a whole lot of foolishness.
What is going to happen to the Sparks program with all that you just said a while ago?
Well, the minister has told him in the parliamentary is going to get that money at the end. So all of those things are still outstanding. So there may be no Spark program because he has no money to fund it.
You think?
So all those road damage that they're seeing right now are going to deteriorate because the rains are still coming. And he's saying those things have to stay until next year. Next year it is going to cost you more to fix them. And it is going to have a negative impact on production, particularly in agriculture, because the rural road network was in a bad state before burial. And he says he's going to continue to stay in this bad state. Take, for example, the money he says he's going to spend is half of what is needed to fix back agriculture. Floyd Green says it needs $10 billion to get agriculture back to where it was before burial, which was nowhere. And he's going to spend $5 million just on schools and on hospitals. The promise to the farmers is $700 million, and they haven't got no cent yet. $700 million to deal with $10 billion in damage.
How the maths work out? I can't understand it.
The maths can't work out. They don't know what they do. That's at the bottom line of the problem. I'm saying none of the great economists from the university are the ones who love come on radio. None of them talking about those things.
When are you going to be talking to the minister?
Well, we don't have a date with him yet. I'm going to be talking to the opposition spokesman on finance on Monday about this thing because he raised those questions in Parliament and the minister gave him those responses and he just sat down.
Yeah, but what am I doing when him get the response?
Well, that should have been a big controversial day in Parliament because this thing, it means that the economy is going to slip into a recession. As I'm telling you, all I'm talking about growth. We have got 9 consecutive quarters deceleration rate of economic expansion. We're now down to 1.4%.
How long before this recession hit, you think, Raleigh?
Well, I am saying by the end of the fiscal year, we are going to be in a recession. The US economy is also slowing down. So there was a global sell-off yesterday because the purchasing managers index came out below expansion level in the US yesterday. So that is why you saw that massive sell-off. So the Fed will have to reduce interest rates in September in order to prevent the US economy from going into a steep recession. Them don't know what they're doing.
But this is frightening. You're frightened, my brother.
No, but may I tell you the reality? Of course, it is frightening, and that is why we find it strange that now the great economists who come on the radio and at the university have been talking about it. It's frightening.
You have been talking about it, and that's why I asked you to come here this morning to spend some time with us and break this down to our people. Because right after the budget, we were asking, where is the money coming from? And
now it's August and he still hasn't told the people. And then now there's $45, $50 billion in damage preliminarily.
And we are still at
$90 billion gap.
And we are at what? The second month in the hurricane season.
Yeah.
We still have what? 3 more months to go?
So all of those roads and rains are still, even when we have no hurricane, rains are still falling. So all those roads that in South State next year, the conditions are going to deteriorate. It is going to cost us more to fix them next year.
But
going to, yeah, go ahead.
Them normally say between the Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance, they've been saying that we are in a good position. We have money. We buy 100 bus. We never have to borrow no money to buy it. Why we can't spend the money needed now to fix back the country?
All right, let me tell you the position. The position is that the unemployment rate is now 5.4%. The underemployment rate is 2.3%. The inflation rate is now 5.4%, almost at the top of the range. The trade deficit for the first 3 months was $1.373 billion because exports fell by 6.3% in the first quarter of this year to only $492 million, while we imported $1.9 million. Yeah?
Well, hold on. You say export fell to
$492 million by 6.3% in 3 months, the first 3 months of this year.
We only export $493 million worth of produce or products or what?
Yeah.
And you are saying import was that?
We imported $1.9 billion. The oil bill alone was more than the total export. The oil bill was $544 million.
So we are about $1.5 billion. Oh.
Yeah, the trade deficit was $1.373 billion for the first 3 months. Annualize that, you're talking about $5.6, $5.7 billion.
What role we as citizens have to play in the level of what it is that we are exporting, how we are earning foreign exchange, Ralston? What role the average man have to play in that?
Well, the average man have to get more concerned about what is happening in the country and speak out and stop talking about nothing of the better and just drink beer, rum and boom and ignore everything. The average man have to start to put pressure on the legislators, their MPs, yeah. So the average man have to show more interest in how the country is run. Right now, the average man is doing nothing, just want rum and boom to drink and party to go and anything, and everything is everything. Country can't run like that.
When I hear about that kind of trade deficit, Ralston, and the fact that I am of, maybe even stop believing, no, I am of the know that the culture and the creative industry could fix that problem if we invest and do the thing right. Why is it that there's no movement on that front? We don't even know. We don't even know how much we're making from it.
Well, it is clear that this administration does not believe in that sector of the economy. So it means that the opposition have to mobilize the people around those things. And that is why we're talking to Julian, because one thing we're saying to Julian, how is it that we have this massive output gap? The man said only spend 1/10 of the damage, and we would have take it just like that. The opposition is supposed to mobilize the people and get the people to understand. So this is a very dangerous development in life. It'll get harder and harder. You'll get poorer and poorer. So
And we can't wait till it happens. We shouldn't sit down and just wait for it to happen.
No, we can't allow that. Yeah. So we have to put pressure on them to make the man know. So you have to spend more money to deal with the thing, because part of the problem why we get all of this damage was the same strategy that he has been pursuing of underspending on the country's infrastructure. We mean road, we mean gully, we mean river, we mean drains. That is why we were so weak to the hurricane and get all of this damage. What he's doing now is perpetuating the same syndrome. So what? You're weak, you underspend and make the place weak. And now that the place mash up, you still say not spend. So the next lick is going to be more damaging than the previous lick.
Is it safe for me to say that in a little while Jamaicans will be living in squalor?
Of course. But most Jamaicans are living in squalor right now. Most Jamaicans are living in squalor right now. It is only going to get worse based on the strategy that he's pursuing. Because I'm saying it is precise the strategy of underspending on the country's capital while we are so vulnerable to the hurricanes. The drains are not being cleaned, the drains are not being fixed, the roads are not being properly fixed and all of those things. The rivers are not being trained, the gullies are not being cleaned. Man, I cleaned the gully one day before the hurricane and all them garbage.
Ralston.
Because Nigel Clark spending most of the money paying down the debt faster than program for rather than invest in the country's infrastructure.
And how long you been saying that?
Yeah. Time immemorial. It's time for a change of that strategy. And
you know one of the problem I am having with us as a country, and I spoke to Stephen Shaw, NWA Communication, man. I spoke to him maybe about 4 or 5 weeks before the hurricane. And the question I asked him, is there a budget to cut the trees from over our roads? Because these trees that hang over our roads, they are damaging the roads. They are a danger to motorists and pedestrians. And they also are the ones that damage our electricity infrastructure. Nowhere in the world I go where I see trees over the road like in Jamaica.
Correct.
Why are we not cutting these trees from the road? And that would be a part of spending some of that money to basically look after the infrastructure, don't you think?
Of course. Well, Stephen Shaw will tell you that they have never gotten the kind of budget that they needed. That's the point I'm making to you. The government is not spending on those things. Nigel Clark's priority is to bring the debt to GDP ratio down to 55% by the year 27-28. If you look at the budget documents, that is what he's saying. That's his
and
priority.
What would that benefit us as a people?
Well, that's the point I'm making to you. Again, yesterday we got news of that flawed strategy because we have been pointing out that flawed strategy. Barbados, for the first 6 months of this year, grew by 4.5%. The unemployment rate in Barbados is 6.9%. The primary surplus in Barbados is 3.5%. And Barbados inflation is 2.7%. And Barbados' debt to GDP is 105%. Work out that. Jamaica is struggling 9 consecutive quarters of deceleration with a debt to GDP of 74%. Inflation in Jamaica is 5.4%. Unemployment and underemployment in Jamaica is 7.7%. Yeah.
The minister said that would benefit Jamaica, Ralston. It said that Jamaica can get money if it borrow based on the fact that our GDP is at 75%. We can.
But we don't want to borrow just money for borrow. We don't want to run the economy just to get money for borrow. We want to run the economy so that we can grow and improve the quality of life of our people. Yeah, the minister is a trader and don't know nothing about production and macroeconomics. Yeah, so Jamaica, the only economy in the Caribbean that has grown slower than Jamaica is 80, which are debt to GDP ratio of 28%. So there's no correlation between.
So 80 no, hold on. So 80 no own a whole heap of money then, Ralston.
Yeah?
Or 80 debt to GDP so low.
No, precisely because them can't get the money for borrow. Yeah, and that's the point I'm making. So the only country with a lower debt to GDP ratio than Jamaica is the only country that is growing slower than Jamaica, and is the only country that you can compare Jamaica with in the Caribbean.
So where does people get this notion then from that Jamaica? Because the Prime Minister said the other day that we are a model economy.
Rubbish, man. Prime Minister and Nigel Clark don't know about economics, man. Some little mathematical thing that I deal with. I deal with economics. All of the countries in the world that are growing rapidly are countries with debt to GDP ratio of almost 100% or more. America is 125, China is 267, Japan is 250, the European Union is 80, the UK is 100. There's no economy in the world that is growing rapidly that have the kind of debt to GDP that Nigel Clark and the Prime Minister is talking about.
Them money I don't believe in the figures in Ralston. This is what I realize now.
Yep.
Them money are debunk data.
Yep.
Hardcore data and facts where you can show examples like you just did a while ago. Them money are not pay that no mind. Because when I say to people and say to this country that the culture and the creative industry is a major one in the top 3 industries in the world. When I say to people that America makes annually $690 billion from the industry, the UK make 125 billion pounds annually from the industry. India make 115 billion. Nigeria is making 50 billion. Why can't Jamaica make 30 billion from that industry? And people are look like, what you say?
The reason that we get the results in Jamaica is not data driven. Jamaica is managed according to your geography and your color.
And your feelings.
Jamaica is not managed by data.
And your gut feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where Dr. Robert Gill say if you have gut feelings, you need to go to the toilet.
Yeah. That's how we get the poor results that we get, because Jamaica is not data driven. Yeah. It's about who you are and where you come from and who you know and all of those things. Crony capitalism. Jamaica is not driven by data. If we were driven by data, we wouldn't be doing the things that we are doing.
Agriculture, Ralston.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Agriculture.
Agricultural exports for the first 8 months, for the first 3 months was $8 million.
What is our agricultural import?
It was, for the first 3 months, it was $490 million. Almost equal to the total export. So the total exports could not pay for the total agricultural imports. This is rubbish, man. This is something to the rubbish economy. You see the stupidity, the imbalance in the numbers.
How can we fix this? Because we must give some alternative, and that will give hope to some of our people.
Well, based on my thing and based on my analysis over the years and all of that, this government is not going to change what they're doing. So the option is clear to the people. Yeah, they're not changing it. They're not concerned about numbers, and they're not changing what they're doing. So the rest is just logical. We need a new set of people who run the economy based on data-driven decision-making. That's what we need. Not about the color, not about your hair, not about where you come from. Yeah, we need people who are running the economy based on economic principles and data, nothing else.
And people who are willing to invest in the industry that we are competitive in.
Precisely. But that also fits in what I'm telling you, because if it was a certain, and if you notice the kind of attention that the government pays to the financial sector,
yeah,
is because of the kind of people who run the financial sector.
Yes.
Similarly, if you look at how they deal with the transport sector, which is a vital sector to the economy, if they were dealing with the thing according to economics, then they wouldn't deal with the people in the transport sector, because the transport sector is a sector that is vital to productivity, moving goods and services from people to point A and point B. But because they are not focused on economics, they are focusing on status and geography and all of those things.
And PR.
Yeah, precisely. Yep.
Because I was thinking about it this morning, that when a government had to go at one time and go buy 100 bus, it means that him need to take care of the fleet and him need to replenish the fleet long time.
Precisely. Yeah, man.
You shouldn't need to buy more than 20 bus a year.
Yeah, man.
If you constantly replenish the thing and do the maintenance.
Yes, you're running things according to management principles and economic principles. Then those things would not have happened.
You wouldn't allow the fleet to depreciate so bad.
No. Just poor management, man, and lack of appreciation for data.
Ralston, let's look at some of the problems we've been having. The Auditor General said that there is $1.7 trillion that she can't.
That cannot be accounted.
She can't certify those accounts.
Yeah.
What is the cause for these things to happen? How these things happen? When you have when you have in all of these ministries, you have internal auditors.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Well, that's the point I'm making. The people working in those places, they are basically afraid of the political directorate. Yeah, just like the rest of the country, the university, everybody afraid of the political directorate. So nobody now talk about nothing. Well, go on. And what happened is that we're just as you said, the people, the budget is read, And then people just allocate money the way they want to allocate it and just follow the budget thing. And that is why them can't do the auditor generals do appropriations and the people just sit by and make them do, the public servants just sit by and make them do what they want to do.
But isn't the public servants the ones who can be held responsible for these
Of course.
shortcomings?
Of course.
So why are they not being held for these?
Precisely. That's the point you're making. Why is that? Yeah, and you can spread it right across the board. Why is that we're not hearing from civil society about what is happening in the country? We spend a whole lot of money on the university. Why is that we're not hearing anything substantial from the departments of economics and government at the university about the nonsense that is taking place?
Is it a big cover-up, a total cover-up? Or is it that a lot of people are in the corruption, so therefore nobody can talk? There's a saying out of Nigeria that if you're going corrupt everybody.
Yep, and victimization. People are also afraid. The ones that are not corrupt, they are afraid. I'm going to say, boy, I don't want to lose my right now, and nobody come do me nothing. And all of them things. And the country just go down the drain. The young people don't care about what going on in the country. They just want to go party and all of those things.
So is it that bad people are prevailing while good people sit aside and be quiet?
Of course, most certainly. And the country goes down the drain. Every time starting our PIOJ releases something about the economy, the people come and they read it and say the economy grew by X. Nobody did the comparative analysis and say it grew by X this period compared to X plus 1 during the previous period. So we're moving right down to zero without anybody pointing it out.
And you are of the opinion that the opposition is too quiet?
Yeah, man. Especially in the area of finance. They need to straighten up them things, man. Yeah, neither can't get told too much foolishness. Bottom line. Yeah.
But away from saying it, and then the opposition don't have a PNPFM like we know there's a GLPFM to trumpet the cost.
That's why I'm have to go to the people, go to the town hall. So from the man saying only I spent $5 billion to repair $50 billion worth of damage. Them should take the town hall and make the people understand. So this is a serious thing. It means so now going to suffer some more. Simple. Because all them road we don't want to fix for a long time. So they have to stay till next year. That means say I got more problem. Yeah. To get to which part you want to go, get to your work, get to your farm.
I miss a little thing, yes, Ralston. Because I would believe that the administration, the present GLP administration, would be happy to spend the money going into an election. Is it that the country is broke? Why they can't spend more than that $5 billion?
Well, no, it is not because the country is broke why they can't spend more than that $5 billion. Let me remind you about something. You remember when them read the 2021 and 2022 budget, and people like myself and Mark Golden was saying that they needed to spend an additional $40 billion. You remember that?
Yes, Mark Golden said he's the pressure. I think it was 1% of GDP at the time. Yeah.
And all of the great analysts, them and the great media people, them all said, oh, I'm reckless and nonsense, how much of a bankrupt the economy and rare. You remember what I'm saying?
Yes, I remember.
All right. This year's budget has been increased by $250 billion or 23%. You know what the money for? Pay down the debt.
So they increased the budget by about 6 times what Mark Golden did say to spend. 6 times. And that is to pay down the debt.
Yeah.
And what was needed? What was needed to pay the debt?
Yeah.
What was needed to pay down the debt?
They are paid on $492 billion this year. Yeah? And they never needed to pay down all of that.
That's what I say. How much would it need to pay?
Yeah, well, them could have rolled over a significant portion and pay like $350 or so.
Half?
Yeah.
And then we could have the rest to spend on capital things and...
Precisely. And if you notice, none of the great economists them would have said the $40 billion they ever bankrupt the country. None of them never come out now and say, but how you move from 40 to $250 billion, and that money is dead money, because the money people would have given them not give that money. They might just lock it up in them vault. They don't really need it.
Is it too late to pull back?
Well, them have the fiscal year gone, them still in power, them not changing them other. Somebody else have to come at some point in time to change them something. The primary surplus is 6.8% of GDP. Barbados primary surplus is 2.5% of GDP because they have a more sensible prime minister and who is the finance minister. You know, say, me and Motley, Barbados not bringing them debt to GDP down to 60% until 2035. You know, why do you think she do that? You think it's stupid?
Because people have to live.
Our economics to grow so she can take care of our people. That is why the Barbados passport can go to 165 countries visa free, while Jamaican passport can only go to 85 countries visa free. There's a correlation between that, your economic performance and the which part of visa can go. Nobody now from Barbados nothing for runway or go to the whole parties and this and that and that and that.
But isn't it that Barbados literacy, well, not just literacy rate, but their rate of education in terms of how many people have degree and masters, precisely. Isn't that way above us?
Because them spend on education
and isn't that the point we've been making, that if we educate the population, we will have less crime and we will have less people wanting to leave Jamaica because we'll be able to earn better? Isn't that what we've been saying a long time? Why? So why when we say these things and we show the example, we not just say them, you know. We say this is the model. See it over there, so they look on it. See it at work there. Why people find that hard to believe?
That's the point you're making. That's the point you're making. Yeah, and how them do that? Lower primary surplus, less money for services, debt, give yourself a longer time to pay your debt so that you can improve the quality of life of your people. Nobody know how to run with so the money.
You can improve health care.
Yep, precisely. Education. All right. Let me show you a simple secret. The Minister of Education says 300 schools were damaged during the hurricane.
Yes.
You believe that hurricane damaged them schools? Them schools everybody have maintained for years.
Are the school them did weak, so any little heavy breeze did catch them would have put them in a problem because them never strong and sturdy.
Yeah, here we should have to fix them. 2.9 billion, which was more than the entire capital budget that was allocated by the Minister of Finance to the Ministry of Education in this year's budget.
How much the minister give them? To fix
well,
them
instead of 5 billion that he might spend, he might try to fix the school them and the hospitals. Then. So all of them are benefit right now. Out of way, man. The road them have to stay until next year. Yes, so the stupidity.
So what about the people that get damaged? I hear the Prime Minister said they must start get checked Monday.
Well, let us see. Let us see. $5 billion can't do all of that. So they might depend on the private sector to get the people them handout and all of them things. Yeah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Well, you're there for your own. Other suffering. It'll cost you more shoes now if you live in a country. It'll cost you more now to go to your farm. Yeah, it'll cost you more now to pay for goods where I come from town to country because the road them bad and all of them things. So all them things affect economic efficiency. So yeah, we're headed for a recession.
Let's look at something else that might affect us. The war in the down at Gaza there with Israel going into Iran, killing the leader of Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
Those things might also flare up. That oil price might start give trouble again.
All right, let me give you that's what I'm going to say. I'm not nobody watch the economy. Day before yesterday, oil prices jumped by 5% in one day. You know what saved them yesterday? Mm-hmm. The panic over the US economy. So the US economy going into recession. So we saw a pullback. As soon as that normalized and the first attack took place, oil prices will go up again. The oil bill for the first 3 months was $544 million, while the total exports was $492 million. So you needed $52 million more on our total exports just to pay the oil bill alone. We're not talking about the food bill and all of them. That's the oil bill.
Let me take it to a place where we never planned this morning, Ralston. But what happened to those oil exploration that Jamaica has been having? Any news on those?
Well, the last time we heard that they had this meeting in the High Commission in London, and that we heard that investors prepare for coming. So that was the latest we heard. So let us see.
So we found some oil. Is that what you're saying?
That them say them find oil in commercial quantities, and investors are now seeking to come in and deal with the investments. So let us see how that turns out. Yeah.
And we hear no plans. We still don't know where the shortfall, those monies in the budget.
No, the minister hasn't told the parliament that yet. We think somebody will go to parliament with a full supplementary budget because everything has to change.
By now.
Based on the based on the damage done by the hurricane.
I don't
You
want to
think
forget
that
the
will
start.
happen?
I don't want to forget the start. April taxes came in. Which month the taxes came in $20 billion lower than projected? Was that April
That
or
was
May?
April. That was April.
Did we get back there in May?
In May, they were $13 billion ahead of what they had budgeted for.
So, and then what about June?
Well, no, June. We're not to June yet.
We're not to
We'll
June
get
yet.
April, May.
So we're nearly coming. So is it that they are coming back online to what the projection? Are we still off about 7 billion?
Yeah, man, I'm still off about 7 billion, and I'm saying to you, everything changed from the hurricane coming in terms of revenues, because business activities have slowed down significantly. If you notice
for at least 3 weeks in July.
Yeah, if you notice the June business and consumer confidence, Don Anderson done told that consumer and business confidence were down because the people them to the criminality and all of them to the affecting business. So that come, and then the hurricane come after that. So we are going to see a downturn in revenues because everything slowed down. The power, no this, no that, agriculture, mash up, all of that. Yeah, manufacturing down. Yeah, so we are going to see slower growth, slower tax revenue collections until we end up in a recession, because we thought the minister would have now taken the opportunity to stimulate the economy. They come with a revised budget and say, yo, primary surplus too high, we can't pay so much debt, give our take place and this and that, and we're pumping more capital and way. Him say we don't have the capacity to spend the money, so he can't deal with it. What is that joke, man? But what I said, even though he can get to them things, because I know say nobody at the university now go take him on. Nobody at the media except me now go take him on. And in figure say him have Julian under control.
You'll be talking to Julian on Monday.
Yeah, man.
We expect to hear Julian more. What is the word I'm
Most
looking
of the
for?
problems are in finance, so we expect Julian as the link man for the team to play him too quiet, brother. Yeah, we expect him to play harder. Yeah, because
You remember when Ardley was in opposition?
Ah,
hey.
Yeah, precisely. So even when Dr. Phillips was on top of him game, every minute them full of beer chat, you only pass IMF test and now pass the people's test and sign and
So Julian need to start lick some ankle and make man start skip and jump now.
Because a whole for mistake. Yeah, the Clarkian folly, as we call it. Yes, I said Clarkian stupidity. Yep.
America, Ralston, is America ready for a female president?
Well, that is the big question, especially a black female president. That's a big question in my mind.
I haven't even gone to the black because I have big issues on America when it comes to a female president. I don't believe they are ready. These people.
Was white and, and she couldn't make it. Yeah. And she was the former Secretary of State with a distinguished record. She's the former wife of a former president.
She living at the White House for 8 years.
Yeah, man.
Secretary of State. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Well, as I said, that's a big question mark. But I can tell you, sir, by any stretch of the imagination, she's better than Trump.
No. We're not talking about qualification. Ralston, don't go there. You can't discuss Kamala and Trump with a qualification issue. We can't go there, so. We are talking about if the people of America are ready for vote for a woman.
The racism and the stupidity of the American people. So that is the question mark, as to whether they're ready for that. But if they know are good for them, they better go in that direction.
I hope they are ready. They better be ready.
Yep, because the things that Trump say come do. Yeah? Madness, pure madness. One of the first thing I said, and that is again, we expect the man. But I think we have a problem in Jamaica. The man who should run the economy in Jamaica. They don't know about economics and they not follow global development. For example, Trump said going to impose a 60% tariff on all goods from China and a 10% tariff on all goods from the rest of the world. He might cut the taxes of Wall Street billionaires and all of that. All that's going to do is inflate the American economy.
Yeah.
Protecting the
thing.
Yeah. Take with the independence of the Fed. All that's going to do make the people lose confidence in the US dollar. So you have hyperinflation in the US, no confidence in the US currency.
So the
and
bricks,
all that
so the bricks will grow.
You get the point. Yes. But the money more in Jamaica, them can't see them thing there because I just make a YouTube and understand nothing about economics and international affairs. I just fear posing and PR. You get me?
Maduro won back in Venezuela. How you see that?
Well, Venezuelan people have a problem with it. Yeah, they must see the elections here and you see all of this protest and all of them things. But what happened right now is that so many things happening in the world that the man them can't pay him so much attention right now because the whole thing with the Middle East, the gates of hell has been opening in the Middle East and then you have the elections in the US. So, yeah. So what have is a continued instability in Venezuela and that's not good. Yeah.
Too much things.
Too much things, yeah, man.
Ralston, anything you want to leave us with?
Well, what we're saying is that we want the Jamaican people to take more interest in the running of the country and to see how Jamaica is connected with the rest of the world and to realize that what we're doing right now is not improving their quality of life. Their quality of life is going to get worse as long as we continue to pursue the strategy of not investing in our people, education, technology, and not investing in our infrastructure because those things make us, one, when you don't invest in infrastructure, you're vulnerable to natural disasters. And when you don't invest in your people, you're vulnerable to international competition. You can only end up in poverty. So we need a change of the economic strategy. It is too narrowly focused on us paying down the debt and leaving everything else. It cannot continue. We need a change of macroeconomic strategy.
My brother, I always said the country needs a forensic audit.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, man, because of the lack of accountability. Yeah? Because we have scarce resources and we are misallocating the resources. We can't account for our resources. When you have scarce resources, you have to make sure you account for every dollar. There's too much lack of accountability and lack of transparency in the run of the country, and the people need to pay more attention and stop talking about the bet and the debt. And the opposition needs to take the road, the town halls, and educate the people because the university and civil society not doing the work that they should have been doing.
The Prime Minister Ralston, they I don't think we talk from Integrity Commission said there's two more persons under investigation. And the Prime Minister's hold on, Raleigh, hold on. Let me take a call. Let me take a call.
No problem.
Morning.
Yeah, you with me, young man?
Yeah, man, we're live. Albert.
1 minute. Well, I see Ralston give an economic lecture this morning. I give the constituent and all of those who listen to you an economic lecture. So I will not touch that because I'm not capable of doing it. Right? I think that's what he says, make a lot of dollars. Not just sense. Right? So what I will do, I will touch on the political side of it. Because yesterday I was holding after, hoping to talk to you after, talk to that man after you finish. But they went on to a semi-madman. A lot of things we need to pay attention to in this country, SHACKA.
Yes.
I hear Delroy Chuck boast about how they clean up the court system and there's no backlog. How much years now?
Albert.
Yes,
Albert, I'm going to ask you to hold. Well, just hold for me. Let me just release Ralston. Just hold for me. Ralston.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I could just finish up. Yeah, so we were talking about the Prime Minister's statutory filing and the two other persons. How does that affect Jamaica in any way, shape, or form? Or is that a problem?
Well, I mean, internationally, it is a problem because, I mean, investors and people looking on and looking at this happening for so long, almost 3-4 years at the highest level. I have a question about transparency and accountability. One thing that the ECLAC, Economic Commission of Latin America and the Caribbean, they told us that foreign direct investment to the region dropped last year by 9.9%. So all those things impact negatively on the international investing community. Jamaican people are operating as if they have no standards. So it's not coming like them to the people of Jamaica, particularly the young people. But the people who are looking at internationally, they have a problem with that. So it is not good for the country, and the Prime Minister must realize that it's not good for the country, not good for his administration. One of the things that the chairman of the Integrity Commission said is that the reason why there's this pen-pal relationship between the Prime Minister and the Commission is because they have to ask questions on the basis of accuracy. They do not believe that what the Prime Minister is sending them over the period of time is accurate. So they have to keep on asking the questions until they believe that it is accurate.
That pen pal relationship.
He made that
I like
clear.
the term.
Yeah.
I like the term.
Yeah.
Ralston, big up yourself. We'll be listening Monday morning on Power 106 for that discussion with you and Julian Robinson.
Yeah, man.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah.
One love.
All right. Listen.
All right.
Yeah, man. Cool.
We'll go back to Albert. Albert.
You back with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I said that we need to do a lot of keep things in the focus. There are boast about how the justice system and the court system has cleared up. There's no backlog. How much years now Reid case is going on? And when was the last say anything about it?
That's not considered a backlog, Albert.
What is considered a backlog? 10 years and over?
No, Reid case is not a case. You know, you're the same man that said them shouldn't go read yard so early. You know, you forgot?
But for us, it's a case until when it finished. So let us not forget that. Because probably that's what they want us to do. They just fizzle out.
And we're not going to forget it, you know.
All right. Another matter. The Clifton thing, when a certain man with them call, him now, well, he was once Brogard and then he become to, what Cartel sing about?
I don't know which Cartel song you talk.
The one about the shoes that you wear, right, name?
Oh, Clarks?
Oh, until he become a Clarks man. After him bulldoze the people in Clifton and said that PMP man did not sell the land. You remember that?
That lady that was locked up, eh?
Oh, I tickle your brain.
That lady.
What happened to her? What happened to her? That was have such close connection to him.
Utala.
You remember that?
That lady that was locked up. She was locked up, right? Yes.
Yes.
And we don't hear not more about the case.
Oh, so the backlog clear up.
But hold on. I wonder if you remember a sitting member of parliament that was murdered.
Of course. And the man disappeared in 10 years in King Street.
Dr. Linville Bloomfield.
Yeah, the man that was before the court disappeared.
Then
but
Albert.
Not only that. You remember that there was a man murdering a lawyer or that I know, no question asked?
Hold on, but was the lawyer to the prime, one of the prime minister's lawyer? He was the prime minister's lawyer at one time?
He was the prime minister fixer.
No, he was the prime minister's attorney.
Yes, that fixed up the land deal and everything.
Right.
That's what I said, fixer.
Well, we have him on tape saying that he was the prime minister's lawyer.
Yeah.
One of the prime minister's lawyer.
One of, yeah.
Yes.
And when the girl asked him about sir, he said, everybody have to eat a food, you know. You remember that?
Yeah, him say him have more than one lawyer, so everybody have to eat.
Everybody have to eat a food. You understand me?
Albert.
But there are so much things that we need to keep alive in this country. Right?
But one of the things, though, Albert, that I think that Ralston point to, $50 billion in damages. And the finance minister saying go and spend $5 billion. How do we just leave that as is?
I talk to Ralston about it, I talk to other people, and I'll tell you off the air what was communicated to me. Right? So, I mean, it is something that we're on the ball with, and I'm pleased to hear that Julian is coming on with him on Monday. Right? But even then, I don't know if you see this video that resurfaced. You remember Cliff Hughes, not the lady, Cliff Hughes, had a program named Impact.
Yes, and he was interviewing the Prime Minister, the opposition leader at the time, don't?
You see, and you hear why he said that they challenged him to get rid of him as leader?
No, I don't remember that.
When Hughes asked him, when he talked about corruption, Hughes said, but there are some in your party that they will tell you that is how they will get the bus to carry people to conference, blah, blah, blah. He said that he was told that he is in no private sector back pocket. So he can't get certain things. And he's been challenged in his party because he don't endorse corruption. And Cliff said, are you saying that those who challenge you endorsing corruption? Go back and listen to the tape.
I have to go back and listen to it.
And
I saw it the other day and I started and never finished listening to it. I saw and I said, wait, I wouldn't go back and find this. I will go back and look at it.
Because you remember Cliff said, things going good, man. I drive on the highway, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and he was saying that the highway is good, but it need to be a connection of infrastructures. I listened to
what has he done in the last 8 years as it relates to all of what he said that's needed?
Boy, I forgot about go listen to it. I never listened to it
I'm
fully.
not making up anything. I just ask some question that come from him. Because in my opinion, everything that he condemns, like how they are disciplined, Dr. whatever name that was the mayor of St. Catherine at the time, to attend the highway opening because they're against highway.
Yeah.
And they take notice.
Yeah,
notice. They take discipline action against him. And now all of a sudden, they wake up and realize highway in them DNA. So they claiming everything. They don't have vision to think about anything and start anything. And there's hardly anything left now for them to claim. And remember one of our great founder statements, without vision, what happened?
People perish, sir.
Are you seeing the perishing now?
Well, we are trying to rescue the perishing and care for the dying.
Okay, all right. You're a Bible man, so you can continue that quoting. Have a blessed day, my brother.
Albert, big up yourself, man. But Albert, you saw Marlon Wilson, the thing with Marlon Wilson when them say him grab with the mic from George Nooks?
No. But I mean, what is the point about it? If you have somebody in parliament that don't know basic thing where we learn how you respect protocol, and even in our party, nobody speak after the comrade that speak.
No, it's not supposed to happen.
And this little boy want to speak after the governor general and mash up the meeting because of that.
Man, say I have to read the Prime Minister's message.
Yeah. But why didn't he come early, properly dressed to deliver the message?
I don't know.
We can't don't know.
Or it's just badness. Whenever time will come, me have to talk.
No. Them don't know better. Because I tell you something. I was talking to a gentleman, a JP in Westmoreland there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is worse than the one that beat you, man, with the stool, you know.
Do you think so?
I don't think so. I know it.
This can't worse than beating you, man, with the stool. I know.
Listen what I'm saying.
Mm.
And please don't think that I say for 1 minute that I agree with the beating woman with the stool.
No, you never said
But
that.
this gone around the world. This gone around the world. And it can't cover up. At least the man will beat the woman with the stool. So I know him and
no, the man never tell nobody say I know him. I've never heard that man either deny or accept.
All right. So therefore the verdict is still out.
There you go.
Am I correct?
You are correct.
This gone around the world instantaneously. So everybody asks what kind of buffoon MP that. You know with me? Because the point about it, to embarrass us in Jamaica is one. But when it gone around the world, it's not an ordinary person, it's an MP that was entrusted to deliver the message of...
The Prime Minister.
You can call him that. I just said the message of. So it gone around the world, it embarrassed all of us.
Big time, big time.
You see where I'm going?
Big time.
This man, the other man is unaccused. This man has found guilty.
Something was saying that on the social media thing that he, well, and I go there. Let me leave that alone. Albert, thanks for calling.
Take care, my brother.
Let me leave it alone. One love. 804-7072. Talk to me. Somebody was asking that they hear that are going back on radio. Yes. So Tuesday night, this Tuesday night, we should start from 8 until 10 p.m. Yeah, we'll be back on Styles FM, 96.1, 96.5, 96.7, covering St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne. We are in Kingston, Portmore. Yeah, man. So people them say them want to hear me back on the FM band and them want. So it is going to be also a paid program. It's going to be a paid program where the views that will be expressed are not those of native broadcasting or Styles FM, but it's a paid program, paid for. And we in charge of the 2 hours that we are going to be on. So we are not working for native or for Styles. We are buying the airtime to basically get to the people. Yes, Gilly. Every Tuesday nights from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. we are going to be on Styles FM. This is the people station. So, yeah, man, we're getting back into the space. Oh, all right, Nadia. Yeah, a lot of people used to see me up on the road and say, boy, we miss you off of the radio. We want to hear you up on the radio because, people want to hear the truth. Because that's our mantra when we're on radio. We speak the truth. We don't try to balance because we're not the hypocrite. You understand? We not bother with the hypocrisy. We just talk the truth. We not look for balance, nothing. And when we speak the truth, we get vexed till then them get left behind. We have the ad. Can we play the ad? Let's see if we can play the ad for the people. Because I think we have the advert. We have 2 ads. There are 2 ads. What did I do with it? I'm trying to find. See if I can find the ad. Okay. All right, Sita. We'll send it over here, so let's see if we can play it for now. Boom. Boom, do that. Let's see. Let's see if we can play it. Yeah.
Always I've been here all day of my life.
Got a radio or got a phone? The man is back home this and every Tuesday evening from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Styles FM 96.1, 96.5, 96.7, all on your FM band. SHACKA to the fame, Colin Anthony. Talk to me live on Styles FM. Call me on 804-7072. WhatsApp 804-7072. Let's make this a night to remember.
So you just might get some music in it too. Yeah. Let's see.
Chicken feed has increased at least 5 times in the last year.
Talk to me.
Much better than a jail long time.
Talk to me. This and every Tuesday evening from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Styles FM 96.1, 96.5, 96.7, all on your FM band. SHACKA to the fame. Colin Anthony. Talk to me. Live on Styles FM. Call me on 804-7072. WhatsApp 804-7072. Let's make this a night to remember.
All right. So as you can hear, we're using the same number we use here on a Saturday morning, 804-7072. Give us a call and yeah, man, we're gonna talk up the thing them same way. And of course, you'll hear some music in and out. So share the news around. Tell everybody every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. We're gonna be live on Styles FM. The program is still called Talk to Me. Yeah, man, but we're not left with YouTube channel. Styles FM is on YouTube. No, but we are going to be on YouTube same way. Styles FM have a number of different apps that you can listen them on. You can go on the Play Store and you can download the app, the Styles FM app. They are on TuneIn Radio. So anywhere around the world, you can get it same way. The frequencies in Jamaica, 96.1, 96.5, and 96.7. Yeah, Fitzy. We still I call it Talk to Me for now. You know? Yeah, man. Because there are some ideas floating around and some people floating some ideas around. But hey, we are gonna be there. We're waiting on Conrad. Go see if we get him on the phone because we send him the link and we don't see. We don't hear him, but I could see if we pick him up on this. Something must have gone awry. Yeah, we do it on this. All right, hold the line. Make we hook you up to the number there over there. So, all right. So we have Conrad on the phone. I could fix that. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, Conrad, what go on, brother?
Hey, Colin, what's up, my friend? But there,
yes, man. Most blessings and honor. How is it in your neck of the woods now after the hurricane?
Well, Colin, in terms, as I told you before, I personally never suffer no major damage. Up Manchester, my parents' home and my home, because that's our yard,
Yes.
They got a little bit of a little touch here and there, but nothing to really say that they have been devastated.
Right. Good.
However, my district, where a little community in Greenville called Confluence Avenue, they are still out of electricity.
Still?
And indeed, they're out of water. And that area is just about 1 3/4 mile outside of the town center of Mandeville. 1 3/4, 2 miles.
So what's going on there? That not sound good.
Well, that's it. And I was there up until last Sunday. I was there and, we saw where the light poles were still on their face, So I haven't spoken to my brother since morning, but up until yesterday, they were still out of electricity and out of water.
That's not good.
No, and Colin, I call a spade a spade. I reach out to the MP, Michael Phillips,
from last week, when was it? Last week, Saturday.
Mhm.
He told me that
Sorry.
I told him that they had no water
Mhm.
there, which he should know, being the member of parliament. And of course, he's aware that there's no electricity. So he said to me that he would get some water to them by way of truck.
Mhm.
And I can tell you that up until Thursday, up until yesterday morning, I think, there still was that truck of water had not reached the people of Confluence Avenue in Greenville. And I dare say it's environed, because I'm sure that persons in the neighboring area there, they are suffering the same fate as well. So, you know, I believe that member of parliament and elected officials on both sides of the aisle, Colin, have to be a little bit more proactive, a little bit more on the ground and so on. That is why and of the raw of some who may say that, listen, Conrad, you big up this young lady too much. I really don't care. I have to big up one Zalika Jess, the caretaker for Northeast Census. I think it would be a travesty of justice for the people of that great constituency of Northeast Census not usher her into Parliament and allow her to walk up Duke Street, Colin. Because when you look at what she's doing, we saw this thing where it's just magical. A former minister of government said to me yesterday when he said it's the most significant thing that he has seen from any member of parliament, any councillors, any caretakers across the length and breadth of Jamaica. What Zalika Jess is doing down there in Northeast Manchester, Northeast Census, almost, she's not an elected, she's not a member of parliament. And to find a way to do it, and we have people who are member of parliament, and you can't even get a truck of water in your community, man. It's a damn disgrace.
Not good, not good. Any update on St. Elizabeth as you just talk about Zalika? I saw her down there doing the work. Any update you can give us?
My understanding is that a lot of pockets in St. Elizabeth, they're still suffering. They're still suffering from lack of electricity, lack of water, and indeed lack of communication as it relates to Wi-Fi and even the phones picking up down there in the area. We still understand that one of the big things that people are suffering from as well is lack of food. And that's one of the reasons why you saw her out there really and truly trying her best to ensure that as much as she can do for people to have something to eat, you know. They're there. We also, she told me about one person who literally lived in her fall coop after the passing of the hurricane, and she was making some inroads to get her some assistance. So, you know, but the wider help, Colin, that is supposed to come from the government, that seems to be lacking, you know, because as you know, the government is saying that there's a lag time. Even the Minister of Social Security and Labor, Pernell Charles Jr., we heard from him some time ago say it was going to be a lag time of about 2 weeks. So I think it's a week ago since he said that. So that those benefits are still, you know.
The Prime Minister says some checks will start run on Monday.
Some checks will start run on Monday. So I'm sure the people are waiting to receive that check. Although, Colin, when you look at it, it's still a drop in the bucket. When you talk about a man who loses house almost completely, the entire room.
And you talk about 400,000.
400,000, eh?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's
small.
It's really a drop in the bucket. And the amount of money, Colin, that we hear that is coming in, and the drawdown, and we hear the Minister of Finance said that he was only going to be spending about $5 billion and so on. When, you know, you look at the kind of damage that takes place across those areas.
Hold on, Conrad. Hold on for me. Morning.
Good morning. most honorable
Mr.
Colin Antonio.
This sound like mystical. Big up
Yes,
and welcome to the space.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, I've been out in the wilderness.
I mean, I tell you, people been asking for you. When last me hear
man,
you, and I tell them, I hear you, but something went wrong with your number, and then, but
Definitely.
this look like the original number.
The original number. Back on my feet again. Back in the street again. Proud.
you know, I have Conrad on the phone, mystical, and I would mind having you and Conrad on at the same time. Hold the line for me. Don't move, because
Okay.
I am going to try to do this. See if I can hook you up where I have you and Conrad on the phone at the same time. All right, hang up, mystical. Let me call you back.
All right, cool.
Let me call you back. And we still have Conrad. Conrad?
Yes, Colin, I'm here.
I want to bring in mystical on this call, yeah.
Okay.
I want to bring in mystical on this call, yeah. Hold the line for me so we can have that discussion. Mystical.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have mystical and we have Conrad at the same time. Don't?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, Brian, how are you doing, sir?
Yes.
Hey, hi, Mystical. I'm fine, thanks. And you, my brother?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Mystical,
Yeah, man, blessing.
Mystical, I don't sure where you call about, but there's a discussion that Conrad and I had planned to have this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you weighing on it. Conrad, wind up your window. I want you weighing on it because we're going to go to that discussion now. We want to talk about the situation in the United States of America. Joe Biden decided to step down and endorse Kamala Harris. I'm hearing a noise in somebody's background. I don't know if it's Conrad or mystical.
Maybe it's mine because I'm actually commuting.
So wind up your window. Wind up your window.
Let me just pull off. Yeah, my windows are wind up. Let me just pull off and see if I can.
All right, so may I ask Mystical the question before I come to you, Conrad? What are you doing? Mystical, you think America is ready for a female president?
You see, my mind is far away from the current reality of obtaining, the spectacle, yeah, that is cleared in the United States, because my thoughts, are centered on conspiracy, contrivity, yeah, these kinds of expressions, yeah, because logically, yeah, I don't see where a woman of color, so to speak, yeah, right now, unless something has drastically shifted in the psyche of the American people, especially the Caucasian, the Caucasoid class, yeah. Yeah, unless something has drastically shifted.
Could it be Trump? Could Trump be the reason why they have to go to somebody else?
I don't know, because why Trump? If that would be a factor, why would Trump be in the race? A man who has so much in his antecedents going against him.
But he was there. He was there with a Biden who. What Biden was 84 and 81 and not showing that sharpness. So Trump was relevant. Now that you have a 59-year-old sharp, fit and ready young lady.
Yeah, but you have to understand relevance in the context of whiteness, and everything else. So remember, Trump is a white man, and for all intents and purposes, on either side, the question shall be asked and must be asked whether Trump or Biden at their age. Why is America not reaching for a sharper class? So it tells something about the history. It tells something about the mentality. It speaks largely about who is in control of what and who spins what. We might not be seeing it on the surface, but deep down in the depth of our psyche and deep down in the depths of our evaluative consciousness, we are looking beyond what is placed before us, and we are seeing an hand at work to determine the outcomes, one way or the other. So I don't know if the hand behind the scene or the hands behind the scene are able to manipulate very well the conscience and consciousness of the population of the United States to have Kamala as one who is so desirable. I don't know.
Let me ask Conrad the same question. Conrad, is America ready for a female president?
All right. Shaka, thanks for the question. I just want to say this morning that the people of Portland need to really take a bow, because the lineage of the Vice President of the United States of America and the person that I dubbed to be the next President of the United States, not just black, but first female President of the United States, Kamala Harris, has roots. Her roots hail out of Portland
Hold
her father.
Hold on, Conrad. I don't. Our roots really out of Brownstown, St. Anne. What we are getting is that her father attended Titchfield High School sometime or the other. But Brownstown, St. Anne.
Correct. Thanks for that. The Titchfield scenario there.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, Colin, I personally believe that America is on the cusp of creating another layer of history. I remember a few years ago, discussion that I was privy to was that we would never see a black president in the United States in our lifetime. And at the time when we were having that discussion, we were in our 40s, 50s, and so on, and we saw what happened with Barack Obama. As it relates to the whole business of, Trump still being in the race and so on, what one has to understand is that there's the underbelly, and one could describe it almost as a nasty underbelly of the United States of America, racist and other aspects. And I'm not now saying that it's everybody, because indeed there are some good people that on the Republican side one would have to say, so I don't believe in absolute statement. But there is that underbelly that has always been speaking for a leader to carry their message, and that is one of the reasons why you see Trump is has gotten the almost kind of messianic kind of applaud from his base, and that will be there. On the other hand, as you pointed out, Colin, that Biden, from all accounts, we like Biden and so on, certainly I think he made some very good move as president of the United States. But it was clear that he was fading not just because of natural attrition, age and so on. Some of us faded sooner than some. You have some 80, 81, 84-year-old person who are still very sharp.
Trump, isn't Trump about 81?
No, Trump is 79.
Well, he's not that far from 81.
And when you look at oh my goodness, he ran in the last election for president as well. He was one of the candidates that was offered himself. Forgot his name is just eluding me now. A center left man, a man who is far to the left. Oh gosh, just remind me of his name. You guys should remember.
John Kerry attack.
No man. He is quite sharp right now still.
You're talking oh God, when name the Bernie Sanders.
Bernie. When you hear Bernie speak with a certain level of clarity and very, very sharp. Yeah. Biden is not quite there. All right. Mm-hmm. So that made Trump look superior, because even the debate that we saw, where Trump was just lying through every part of his body, and and Biden was unable to take advantage of that. 4 years ago, Biden would have hit those out of the park. So as a result of that, the people, even Democrats, basically was drifting because they were saying that, listen, they don't think that Biden could carry the presidency for the next 4 years. Now the script has flipped, and Trump is the one who is being questioned in that regard. Who is the one who's been questioned in that regard. If you look at what is happening with Kamala, there is a certain level of dynamism that is at the fore right now. When you talk about almost 100,000 new volunteers sign up within days to be a part of her campaign.
Over $100 million.
$200 million within days. As a matter of fact, she break the glass ceiling in the first 24 hours by raising about $100 million. And there are various groups that are having kind of what part or whatever you want to call it. The black group, you have
So Conrad, what you are saying is that America is ready.
Oh, absolutely. All the other group, you now have group that are meeting that called White Dude, the White Dude for Kamala. So all in all, I believe that America is about to break the glass ceiling with Kamala Harris, as we in Jamaica did a few years ago with the most honorable Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller.
What would you say to people who say that, and let me go to Mystical, what would you say to people who say that Obama got the Democratic nomination because people didn't want a woman who was Hillary Clinton? And what would you say to people that Trump won his election because, again, it was Hillary Clinton who was a female?
That's for me, or you want Mystical?
Go Mystical.
Yeah, well, you see, where I am at in my view of the world and my comprehension of political, social, economic dynamic, and I know who are the hands behind the scene, and I cannot exempt that from the calculation, because if Hillary Clinton was put to the sword as a white woman, in the United States, I don't know why Kamala, would be so acceptable to the United States, and being not a white woman, not even a black woman, And before I even conclude the point, I don't know that her affinity to Jamaica counts for anything, because I don't know she would have accepted any kind of relationship, either two, about her connectivity with Jamaica. And I don't know even for a fact. I don't know his background. I don't know his ethnicity. I don't know what kind of person he was. So I cannot even speak loftily about that. But to get back to the point, that any way that Kamala is propelled to this point whereby she is now leaps ahead of what's his name? Trump. Leaps ahead of Trump financially and otherwise. This is not something that must be seen from an ordinary observation in SHACKA.
No.
Remember, no, it must not be seen from an odd, and it must not be seen from an excited opinion as to her qualification. Yes, she's qualified academically, and her history is not so. Her history is colorful enough, where it affects the black majority in the United States.
Talk to me.
Based on her performance, as a prosecutor. In not Los Angeles, in California. Right? It's not so good. Not so good. Likewise, Biden's history is not so good on that count.
You mean Trump?
No, man, Biden in his history and how he would have viewed and the part he would have played in oppressing black people.
But Trump too. Trump never had a rent in place to the black people.
I'm just talking about the Democratic position right now. So I don't know.
But Mystical, that is not true. That's not what they
What's not true?
To. the fact the situation with Kamala as it relates to black people, look at it. As a matter of fact, to the contrary, she basically was able to put a number of things in place that benefited black people. Also, under Biden's watch, black people have been more black people have benefited under Biden's watch than Donald Trump.
But O'Brien, we can't excuse aspects of their past, in terms of
when she was a prosecutor.
Matters, to deal with black people's oppression, But I'm not. I just want to bring that in the mix because I want to point to whether the admiration for Kamala is something.
That's the point I'm making. That is a narrative that is being carried. Look at the history of Kamala's her record when she was a prosecutor. Absolutely nothing is there to say that she has basically suppressed black people.
Of course. Right? Incarceration rate, prosecution rate by Kamala is something to take note of,
But Mystical, if they were guilty, what should she do?
Well, I mean, every black man is guilty in the United States, man. Every black man deserves a shot in the United States, man. Check it.
But
we're not going to play around. We're not going to play around this point.
Mr. Carl, if you, I know you're looking at the thing from that point of view, but let us look at it. You don't believe that there are people within the United States who are looking at the history of Donald Trump and moving away from him in droves. The latest Fox poll that came out shows that Kamala, and that was just as recent as yesterday into this morning. I can't bring it up on my phone now. But have you seen it, SHACKA?
Which one? What was that?
The latest poll that came out between last night and this morning.
I'm now there. Look for that for me now. That poll.
It shows where Kamala is leading in all those states that basically map the path to the White House, including Pennsylvania. Right? And all of those states, Biden were lagging behind and trailing Trump and so on. So there's a different scenario when you look at the young people, young white males and females within the United States that are now coming to Kamala and droves. My money is certainly on her.
Yeah, I am not discounting what is happening. I'm just looking,
But understand mystical question. You're saying that why we think America going to accept this black woman?
Yes, yeah. And
me concerned about that. I want her to win, and that's why I start with the question: if we think that America is ready for a woman. I didn't even go black woman, because I am of the opinion that it is going to tough for any woman, black or white, to be president of the United States. I am going to be very happy when Kamala wins because I believe she's going to win. But I still have that in the back of my head, mystical, like you, that as a black woman, they will chastise her.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if Kamala is black. Yeah, I don't know that. Trump, I think Trump said it well, I don't know when she became black. The last time I heard, she was in the
Listen, mystical. I think mystical. Hold on, Conrad. Hold on.
Dirty white man.
Hold on. I think there was a question that some journalists had asked Kamala.
Right.
About smoking ganja. And I think she said that I have roots in Jamaica. What do you expect? And I think her father wasn't pleased about the statement. But I believe that Kamala accepts her Jamaican side from what I have found.
No. Jamaican side can mean anything. Anyway, let's move past that. You understand? Because you see, SHACKA and O'Brien. In the normal course of things, in a conscious philosophical course of things, I wouldn't see Kamala, fitting the bill as a future president of the United States that we will all be satisfied that she has what it takes, to deal with the cut and thrust of the world's dynamics. even her internal political dynamic. I don't think that she is matured enough, and she's philosophical enough, yeah. So we have to be thinking now, what would identify her as a cut above all the other aspirants in the Democratic Party? Why would Biden excuse himself at this? Yes, there are legitimate reasons and vivid reasons, yeah, why he should excuse himself. But the question is, he has excused himself and he has endorsed Kamala, yeah? He has endorsed Kamala. Why? Is it because he thinks that she is the most worthy in the party at this time?
I want to say yes.
Or it is something else.
I want to say
what
because
if he knows that Kamala, with her ethnicity, will not be able to make the cut? What if behind the scene? I'm just thinking.
Well, she's going to make the cut, so you'd be wrong.
Hold on, Mr. God. With her ethnicity, you said. So what?
Yes, man.
You're
as a woman. Let me put it as a woman. Likewise, as a woman. With her
woman is not
No. I am saying I'm coupling womanhood with her ethnicity.
But why is it that we're still warped with this whole thing that women are not capable of serving?
No, it's not me. It's not me. It's America. It's America. Traditionally, it's America. I'm just looking at historically at America.
What I'm saying, Mr. Carl, in your pronouncement just now, or in your deliberation just now, you enumerated a number of things, and you questioned her suitability by way of her intellectual acumen and so on and so forth. And if you look at the record, she is as good as they come.
No, I am not questioning her intellectual capacity. No, I'm not dismissing her intellectual capacity. No, that is not what I'm dismissing. Yeah, I'm looking beyond that.
But when you look at it, and just to answer your question as it relates to why Biden would have chosen her, Biden chose her as his running mate. What you have to understand is that 70 odd million people in the United States voted for Kamala Harris, during the 2020 elections by virtue of voting for Biden as well. When you have election going in the U.S., it's twinned your running mate, and it is in the wisdom of those who set up the American Constitution and the apparatus of America that they do it that way. They have a vice president who is a running mate. Therefore, whatever happens,
who is ready to become president
of the United States, the vice president automatically, without going to any poll, without asking any question, the vice president steps up to the top of the ticket. So if tomorrow morning Biden's health deteriorates,
But you remember Kamala was president for a day, right?
Kamala was
when he went to the hospital.
The president of the United States of America. I believe.
No, but Conrad,
yes?
You remember that Kamala was president of the U.S. for a day?
Yes.
But are we fooling ourselves?
So we have had the first American president already. The first American female president.
All right. I remember she also has the distinction of being the first female vice president and first black female vice president as well.
But remember, Andrew was the youngest prime minister
and
the shortest, and after the election he was no more, at his first iteration. So I'm saying, do you think that any candidate in the United States can be successful without the unseen hands? Do you believe so? Without the unseen hands, if you understand.
You mean those people who they say that they are the people who choose the presidency?
The power behind
you
politics.
You read about them. They are the ones who sit down and decide.
Do you think that there are anybody who can ascend to the pinnacle without their endorsement? You're not seeing it up front,
Yeah.
But why would let me say this. Why would at this time, what distinguishes Kamala Harris philosophically and morally, that the powers that be would want her at this time in history to be the person carrying the mantle, the flag of the United States against a white man? Because when you juxtapose that with Barack Obama's ascendancy, you look at what Barack Obama's presidency, was about, in many respects, it was Barack Obama who carried the LGBT flag, and imposed that upon many countries of the world, Look at Kamala Harris. It is Kamala Harris whom Biden would have used to be the ambassador for the same, throughout Africa, and putting forward this agenda and quoting this agenda and even putting forward entrapments. Read this agenda. I don't. I am just thinking aloud, O'Brien and Shaka. I'm just looking at how the world evolves and what are the priorities, that is being elevated now in Jamaica. All right. In the past, because let us juxtapose, right? In the past, people used to clamor how the PNP party would be the home for X and Y, or XX. And they would be the one. They said that Portia was the one who was in the back bringing in the LGBT agenda. But now, who is carrying that flag? Without the knowledge of many of us in Jamaica. It's the government of Jamaica. The government of Jamaica. The government of Jamaica. The government of Jamaica. The government of Jamaica is carrying that flag and accepting, support from all around the world, in order to impose upon the society that agenda.
Mystical, I was in Christian, and let us put it this, let us say it.
I just bring that,
as far as I know, my friend SHACKA, you, and certainly I can speak for myself, are full-fledged heterosexual male.
Straight like arrow.
As I always say to people, that if there's one woman in the world, she belongs to me.
Hell no, you can't get her.
That's how much I honor that. However, I was in Christiana a few months ago with a friend of mine, Judith Case. And I said, we were talking, and this whole LBGT agenda came up. And there is an elderly gentleman in the community that a brilliant man that people said that he is of that ilk, right? And I said to Judy, I said, listen, it is amazing, but in another couple of years in Jamaica, just as we say we are going to look for Master Tom and Miss Mary round the corner because we're wondering if they're doing well as elderly people. It's the same thing that we are going to hear people say we're going to look for Master Tom and Master John, who are couple, whether we like it or not. I'm from Manchester.
Me now go look for them.
I remember some years ago, a word uttered that there were two male together in our space, and people took up their pickaxe stick and everything to go for those persons. Today in Jamaica, all people say, boy, yeah, me not really business with them, so long as them not come to me. So when you look at even the agenda, as you pointed out, Mystical, it is also an agenda now in the United States with the whole abortion situation that is carrying heavy weight there. And right. Kamala is carrying that agenda heavily, and the women, and of course a lot of men are buying into that. So if you said that one of the reasons that ushered Barack in to carry that agenda back then certainly there could be an argument for Kamala at this time to basically become the president of the United States of America.
Because the unseen power, you know. Yeah. They wield their influence in subtle and also in blatant ways, and we have no control because it goes to the root of politics.
Just to interject 1 second, Mr. Khan. Now I understand exactly what you're talking about when you talk about the hands behind the scenes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Gentlemen, Tuesday night, Mystical, I never get to tell you, but Tuesday night we're going to be on Styles FM. And it's supposed
you're going to be on Styles? What are you doing on this? What are you going? No. Honestly, just asking the question. On Tuesday nights, beginning Tuesday coming?
Beginning this Tuesday coming. Tuesday nights, this Tuesday coming from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. We're bringing back the show to the people. Via Styles FM.
Well, no, we can't say big up Styles because from your left, my name listen to Styles, you know, so.
Well,
Styles,
you have to join me Tuesday night.
I have to come back. You know what I mean?
Respect.
Definitely.
We're out of time, gentlemen. Man. Thanks, Conrad. Thanks, Mystical. Thanks to Ralston. Thanks to Albert.
We look forward to this day on Style and Tuesday.
Blessings, my brother. We'll talk.
All right.
One love.
Mystical.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Every time. Blessings.
All right. Cool. Yes, man. Gentle people, it's way after 11 o'clock. We have to run. Wanted to give some more, but guess what? We like them kind of discussion there. You know? But hey, Tuesday night, join us. 8 p.m. on Styles FM. Thanks to everybody for watching. May the good Lord bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again, one love, my people. Blessings.